How was Britney Spears' dad exploiting her for money? Why did she cancel her Vegas shows? And why are other celebs worried about Britney? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're watching OSSA. Oops, she's done it again. Britney Spears is in another media whirlwind started by concerned fans who are having a hard time understanding her conservatorship. We don't speak legalese. For those wondering what a conservatorship is, it's like guardianship. Basically, it means that someone else is in charge of Britney's hard-earned millions. Though a conservatorship is usually temporary, lasting between 12 and 18 months, Jamie Spears has kept his daughter under lock and key for a shocking 13 years. This means that he's had complete control over her career and finances for over a decade, while lawyer Andrew Wallet has been in charge of her legal affairs for this time. Luckily, Wallet stepped down from his role in May 2019, but that means he left Britney's dad as a sole conservator, with total control of his daughter's life. Conservatorship T's and C's. Although Jamie Spears admitted that his relationship with his daughter has been strained for years, the court still appointed him as her financial guardian. He said that he took on the role out of concern for his child, but it probably didn't hurt that there was a paycheck involved. Yep, the former building contractor takes home 1.5% of Britney's earnings in addition to his annual salary of around $130,000, which is more than Britney gets. According to The Loop, her dad only allows her to spend $10,000 a month of her own money. So how does Jamie earn this money? Apart from being responsible for Britney's care and protection, her dad is tasked with legally collecting her income and drawing up her budget. Unbelievably, he also controls how she spends her own hard-earned money, where she lives and works, as well as who she works and socializes with. And it gets worse. Jamie even has a say in who she can marry. When Britney announced her plans to marry her personal trainer boyfriend, Sam Asghari, who she'd been seeing since 2016, her dad did not allow it. He even withheld his permission for her to have a child with Asghari, as though she's living in a Jane Austen novel. Why is Britney still a conservatee? Britney's mental breakdown was as tragic as it was well documented. After her divorce from Kevin Federline in 2007, her life got pretty dark pretty quickly. She even lost custody of her own children. After refusing to surrender the boys to the police in early 2008, Britney was placed in psychiatric care. Her dad then asked for the court to intervene, leading to a temporary conservatorship, and it really seemed to help. Later in 2008, Spears was back on stage and working hard. She released a new album, Circus, and had several performances and public appearances, including a win at that year's MTV Music Awards. It seemed that Britney was back and better than ever. That's probably why fans were initially surprised to learn that in December 2008, at the insistence of her father, a judge made the conservatorship permanent. In 2009, the singer went on tour for Circus, and over the next 2 years, fans commented that she seemed less than enthusiastic on stage, leading to rumors that she was performing against her will. From 2013 to 2017, she had a residency in Vegas called Britney, Piece of Me, which was so successful that it was extended several times. In the meantime, she released another album called Glory. Following the success of her Vegas show and other projects, Britney announced a second Vegas show called Domination, but in early 2019, she canceled the show because of her father's severe health issues. In an Instagram post, she said, "We're all so grateful that he came out of it alive, but he still has a long road ahead of him. I had to make the difficult decision to put my full focus and energy on my family at this time." And that's when it all started going downhill. After canceling the show, Britney disappeared from the public eye for a couple months, before TMZ reported that she'd been in a mental health facility again despite all her success and hard work. It was at that point that her fans became suspicious of Jamie and the way he forced her to stay a conservatee, and the now famous Free Britney hashtag was born. An anonymous savior speaks. Tess Barker and Barbara Gray, who are avid Britney fans, started the movement through their podcast, Britney's Gram. Their reasoning? According to Forbes, the women were told by someone who worked in the law firm responsible for Spears' conservatorship that Britney did not check herself into a mental care facility in 2019. Shockingly, their source admitted that the Songbird's father forced her to be admitted after she refused to take her medication, and that Jamie himself was responsible for canceling her second Vegas residency. Britney initially denied the allegations via social media, saying, "There's rumors, death threats to my family and my team, and just so many crazy things being said. Don't believe everything you read and hear." But suspicion remained, and the movement gained momentum. We're not the only ones who want to know if she's okay. Adding to the confusion is that a bunch of celebs, including her former party pal Paris Hilton, are joining the movement and trying to figure out why Britney needs to work so hard if she's unfit to do so. The Free Britney hashtag has also been used by Snooki, Rose McGowan, Miley Cyrus, and Cher, who asked the question many have wondered. Why is a woman being worked if it's known by her conservator that she's not well enough to care for herself? Is she trying to tell us something? Although the pop star admitted that there was no cause for concern, fans remain convinced that something isn't right and have alluded to surprising hidden messages in her posts as their primary cause of concern. Britney's followers have noticed when they ask her to do something to indicate that she's in trouble, wearing a specific color, dancing in a certain way, or sharing pictures of a specific symbol, she does it. This is either a very clever cry for help or a freaky coincidence. Excuse me, we want to talk to Britney. Despite being active on social media and answering fan questions about trivial details like her favorite Disney film or flower, Britney has been surprisingly quiet about the conspiracy surrounding her. Though the pop star has not actually addressed any of the concerns, especially responding to fans' instructions and calls of concern through her clothing choices or dance moves, her account features new posts almost daily, including appeals for fans to be happy, like she apparently is. After some criticism around her dance videos, she said, "I get how some people might not like my posts or even understand them, but this is me being happy. This is me being authentic and as real as it gets. I want to inspire people to do the same and just be themselves without pleasing others. That's the key to happiness." Of course, conspiracy theorists argue that these posts are a cry for help or that Britney isn't the one posting. Because the exact nature of her mental illness has never been discussed, we can only assume it's something serious, given the drastic court-appointed methods she's been subjected to over the last decade. Maybe the conservatorship has been upheld so long because it's absolutely vital to her success and happiness. If you're tempted to wonder what a free Britney looks like, we urge you to recall the time she burned down her home gym.
Hi guys, I'm in my gym right now. I haven't been in here for like 6 months because I burnt my gym down, unfortunately. I had 2 candles and yeah, one thing led to another and I burned it down. So
Though nobody was hurt, there are mixed opinions about the accident, with some critics using it as a reason for her continued sentence as a conservatee, and others labeling it a cry for help or simple mistake. A family affair. Sadly, Britney isn't the only one having issues with Jamie. In September last year, Jamie got violent with her kids, which led to a restraining order being filed against him, preventing him seeing his grandchildren. Luckily, this doesn't affect Britney's time with them, which is already severely limited because she only has 30% unsupervised custody with her sons. The relationship between the boys and the grandfather is probably just as uncomfortable as Britney's relationship with her dad, if her son Jaden's Instagram is any clue. In a live Q&A session with his followers in January, he called his Jamie a very unflattering name and explained that he's trying to help his mom get free of her father. A good thing gone bad? Despite the enormous restrictions the conservatorship places on Britney, imagine not being able to buy your own coffee, sign a contract, or even hire your own housekeeper, the arrangement was started with the best intentions by worried parents and initially helped her career. When her father was in control, she dropped 4 albums, worked as an X Factor judge, had shows in Vegas, and signed some impressive fragrance and merchandise deals. According to Vox, her dad's role as conservator allowed her to have a net worth of $59 million. But she can't touch a cent of it without him. The president of the National Association to Stop Guardianship Abuse, Elaine Renoir, explained that this makes the potential for abuse of Britney really high. She said anything she wants to do, she has to ask permission, as if she were a child. Everything's so quiet with this case that it's very disconcerting. Understandably, this has raised questions about Jamie Spears' motives. How can someone in their late 30s, who is a stellar businesswoman and performer, not be allowed to control her own life? Even without the conspiracy theories, we have to admit that it's a scary notion. Scarier still is the fact that Spears isn't allowed to talk about it, as all her interviews and discussions with the media have to be given the green light by her conservator. In fact, fans have even suggested that the star's social media is regulated, and that someone else is posting on her behalf for whatever nefarious reason. The jury's out. It's really tough to know the truth behind Britney's conservatorship. There are so many inconsistencies, and she's been both for and against the situation. In 2008, when she first became a conservee, she told Rolling Stone, "I basically just want my life back. I want to be able to drive my car. I want to be able to live in my house by myself. I want to be able to say who's going to be my security guard. In between posts supporting her dad and claiming her independence, she's also been trying to have the arrangement reassessed. In May 2019, the singer requested that the conservatorship be lifted or eased. It wasn't. She tried again in January 2020, and though a hearing was scheduled for March this year, it was postponed until July. Britney didn't attend the hearing, which has been postponed until the end of August, along with the conservatorship. Player 2 has entered the game. Though her father relinquished his control of Britney's finances, her mother is trying pretty damn hard to get in the picture. In 2008, when her mom was asked about her involvement in the conservatorship and the salary that came with it, Lynne Spears said that, "People give me way too much credit as a savvy business person because I really don't even know how to do these things." But she obviously learned some business tips since then, because in July 2019, she filed a request with the LA County Court to be notified about Britney's finances, and specifically the trust in which her daughter's money is invested. And that's not the first time her mother's words and actions haven't been aligned. In Lynne's 2008 memoir, Through the Storm, she admitted that her ex-husband Jamie was an alcoholic who drags a would-be happy Southern family down the road to dysfunction, only to rekindle their relationship in 2010. It seems that Britney's problems may stem from more than the stress of Hollywood. Whatever the truth, we hope that everyone has Britney's best interests at heart, and that it's not a conspiracy in which she's being controlled or overly protected. Do you think there's something fishy going on with Britney, or is she just living her best life? Let us know, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for all the awesome news.